Sports Limelight, episode 60. Happy show-anniversary, partner.
Oh my gosh, has it been a year already, Bill?
It has, Drew. Exactly 1 year. November 8th, 2011 was our first episode. November 8th, 2012 is our 60th.
Nice. We've now, as you call it, done one lap around the sports calendar.
I like it.
And our show has spanned 2 presidential terms.
We're not going to break any new ground from here. It's all been done, but in different ways every year.
It's all been done.
What song is that?
Bare Naked Ladies.
Oh, B&L. They're a treasure. Yeah, we're not breaking any new ground from here on out, but what's special about sports is no 2 situations are ever the same. Take Bills-Patriots this weekend. This is probably the first time ever that, well, I can say for sure this is the first time ever that these 2 teams are meeting under these exact circumstances. Records, the directions the teams are going in, who they face from here, remaining schedules, playoff positioning. It's a beautiful thing.
That's
NFL.
right. That's right. Can't wait to talk about the NFL later this show.
We're going to talk about the NFL today? Wow. Yeah, well, let's get this other stuff out of the way. I'd say eat our vegetables, but I love vegetables, so not fitting here. Drew, let me ask you an NBA question.
Bill has an NBA question?
Should the Lakers be concerned about their 1-4 start?
No, I don't believe so. I think they're just getting their bearings, whatever that is, bearing straight, just like the geographical location. Steve Nash is hurt, looks like, so.
That's why they'll get better.
Yeah, that's right. 2-time MVP, who cares about him? Yeah, it's early in the season. I mean, they're just trying to find their roles as a team. Dwight Howard, hit or miss, but they'll be all right.
Incorrect. It was a trick question. The answer is who cares? It's the NBA. No, I agree with you though. It's just like we said at the beginning of the baseball season when the Yankees and Red Sox were 0-3. They play a billion games in the season, so this isn't going to matter when it's March and they're like 40-31 or whatever. And
right.
Small sample size, no big deal.
That's what she said.
Never to me.
Yeah. Well, there's a couple of teams that are surprising me. The New York Knicks, they're undefeated.
Yeah, whoop-de-doo.
Yeah, hey, look at that. And the Bulls are, 4-1 without Derrick Rose. And the Mavericks are 4-1 without Dirk Nowitzki. So it's nice to see teams playing well without their main star.
Good for them.
I'm excited. And that's all the time we have for NBA. Bill, what else you got?
Let's do that NFL we've been talking about. We mentioned Patriots-Bills already, a little bit. Patriots are 11-point favorites in this one, Drew. Bills heavy underdogs at 3-5, hoping to avoid 3-6.
Mm-hmm.
Do they have a shot in this game?
Ooh, on the road, I don't think so. Going into Gillette Stadium or whatever it is now, there might be some snow on the ground, so we'll see. I don't think the Bills they're just taking too long. I think this season is already done. They should have improved 3 or 4 games ago, but they haven't.
Are you still completely behind Ryan Fitzpatrick for the future of the franchise?
Yeah. I mean, I don't really think he's the problem. He didn't throw any interceptions last game against Houston, which was actually probably their most solid loss of the season.
They hung in there for most of the game.
Yeah, they gave up less points than the Giants did.
Yeah, that's right, 21.
So that was, if I were to take that in a positive light, it would be that, they only allowed 21 to Houston. But Patriots know the Bills well, and, I mean, they play them twice a year, but Patriots look like they're back on track.
Sure does. Can't not pick the Patriots to win the AFC East this year again. Schedule lightens up for the Bills after this one, but still not good to go to 3-6. You almost have to win out if you start 3-6 to be almost certain of making the playoffs.
Yeah, a win here would be pretty awesome, pretty amazing.
That would be a momentum changer.
Yeah, instead of being 3 games back, they're 1 game back.
Just 1 game back suddenly.
Man, tells you how bad the other teams are in the AFC East.
It does. Speaking of the rest of the teams in the AFC East, Jets go to Seattle this week. Seattle, a very definition of mediocre, but they're good at home.
Yeah.
So
they're like a really good mediocre team. They don't
top end of mediocre.
Yeah, they have some surprising victories. I think what I like about them is that they're very disciplined. They don't really have that many turnovers or penalties against them. Looks like Russell Wilson's developing to a pretty good quarterback with them.
Yeah, they might have a good one. Seattle 5-4 coming in against the Jets, who are 3-5.
Yeah, so with the Bills getting all this help from the other teams losing or beating the other AFC East teams, Bills technically aren't out of it yet.
Nope. Turning to the Giants, Drew. Tough loss against the Steelers. A tough team.
Yeah, I was texting you there back and forth during the game. Man, I thought the Giants they had a 10-point lead going into the fourth quarter.
They did.
I thought they were going to just,
In spite of not playing well, I'm not too concerned about this loss. Here's the optimistic look at it. Here's the bright side. They lost to a really good team, really physical team, and it just goes to show how much farther they have to go to get back on the level they were playing the last 6 games of last year. Because, after winning the Super Bowl, you don't just resume the next season playing the way you were.
Right.
But I think on paper, they're a better team than they were last year. The guys they lost were just parts that can be replaced. So I have no reason to believe they won't get to that point again.
Right.
It was just, part of a kind of game and a half slump of the offense, and credit to the Steelers and the great Dick LeBeau, defensive coordinator, who devised a good scheme for Eli Manning and, again, held below 200 passing yards, well below this time. I think he just 10 completions for 125 yards.
Wow.
I would like to see more Andre Brown again. Bradshaw looking pretty finished.
Mm-hmm.
And David Deal replaced Sean Locklear at right tackle. Locklear had been playing really well, but Deal returns from injury. What are your thoughts on that, Drew, that axiom that we've discussed some before of you can't lose your job to injury?
So David Deal did not lose his job. Is that what you're saying?
He got it back and resumed struggling, and the running game stalled for sure.
Huh.
Again, a lot of that is due to playing Pittsburgh, but the Giants sure couldn't do what they wanted to do on Sunday.
Well, as you said, it's tough to come back from injury and play against the Steelers defense, so I wouldn't take this with too much of a grain of salt, or whatever you say there.
So worth keeping an eye on, but not panicking over just yet.
Yeah, I agree. It's tough to lose at home, especially to a good team like that, because then you're kind of shown what you're worth or whatnot. But I think this loss is good for the Giants. I think it told them, hey, you know what, you're not there yet. You need to keep playing and keep getting better.
And the timing of it is funny. That was the 3rd year in a row the Giants started 6-2. All 3 years lost that 9th game. Hopefully, it's not the beginning of their kind of November slides under Coughlin. Of course, the 2 Super Bowl years, they got it back together after that. But
yeah,
November struggles aren't that uncommon, unfortunately, with this team.
Yeah. Well, with the bye week so late in the season for these guys, I think it's understandable to get tired.
Yeah.
Lose a game or two there before the bye.
Bye week's coming at a good time. Hakeem Nicks, I think he's going to try to play, but he's still banged up. Bradshaw, of course, still practicing just once a week because of that bad foot. I think Chase Blackburn is going to rest this final game before the bye, whereas if there wasn't a bye next and this was just the rest of the season or an important game, he would probably play. But, he and Kenny Phillips, I think they're going to err on the side of giving them a little more rest.
Yeah. Now, I know that obviously a win would be ideal, but...
David Deal.
Would you would you be at all upset or concerned if they lost this week against the Bengals?
I'd be more concerned. Yeah, the Bengals are really struggling. They've lost 4 in a row. And then the Giants would be 6-4. Still okay, considering the rest of the NFC East lost last week, and they still would have at least a 2-game cushion, but you still want to try to get some playoff positioning as far as get a bye. So got to win some of these games remaining.
Yeah, I agree. I think you got to beat the teams that you're supposed to beat because you got a tough schedule after the bye as well.
They do. They have the night of the Rush concert. They host the Packers on Sunday night.
Whoa. I'll be able to stream that on my phone if you want to watch it.
Hey, we could do that. We could either complete Cone of Silence or try to keep an eye on it.
Hey, do you know what we could do? We could do this kind of illegally if you want. We can record Sports Limelight live and then play that into the intro.
Ooh, wow.
And then record Fly By Night in concert and play that. Maybe we could do a live show during the concert. Be like, whoa, look at this song. Oh, yeah.
It's a little loud in here.
Just hold up our phones and it's like all so loud. The bass and the drums is like overpowering the noise.
Looking at a couple other games on the schedule this week that interest us. 7-1 Houston at 7-1 Chicago.
This is going to be a very defensively battled game.
One of the rare ones in this day and age in the NFL.
Yeah. I like the Bears at home in this game.
Me too.
For sure.
Only because they're at home, but me too.
Yeah.
That's the only thing that teeters me to one side or another.
That's right. And I think the Texans only scored 21 on the Bills, so I wouldn't be surprised if they get shut out
Ooh.
against the Bears.
Oh, yeah, comparing what the Bills' defense had been giving up.
Yeah. That one should be fun. Also, Bill, Cowboys at Eagles. Any particular outcome you want to see here?
Not leaning one way or the other. It seems like the team that loses this game is really finished. That would be the 6th loss for either team. So again, like the Bills, you'd be really getting into better win the rest of your games territory.
Yeah.
Both teams have beaten the Giants so far, so I'm not going to say I'm more or less afraid of one than the other.
Well, the good news is you got the Eagles at home, and you've already played the Cowboys twice, so
yeah.
Sounds exciting.
Because it is. So exciting.
Sorry, that's a true question. The answer is, who cares?
Now you're getting it.
But here's something I care about. Tecmo Super Bowl.
Hey, let's go there. Tecmo Super Bowl as we bring up the music underneath us here.
Whoa, look at it. It's underneath us. Whoa. The floor is lava.
Let me get in a quick plug. DangerousDollar.blogspot.com. Last week I posted my review of the NFL Films feature on Tecmo Super Bowl. Before I get to my critique, what were your thoughts on the show, Drew?
I thought it was really cool how they had former NFL stars, either talking about the game or playing the game itself. They showcased the Tecmo Super Bowl tournament that they have every year, which was cool, but I thought it shouldn't have been as featured.
Agreed. If I could change the ratios of coverage, they probably spent like 20 minutes on the Madison Tecmo tournament and 5 minutes on NFL players talking about the game, or even in Christian Okoye's adorable, if I can use that word for a gigantic man, adorable case playing the game. I would have liked it probably to be exactly the other way around. 20 minutes of that, 5 minutes on the tournament. That here's this tournament that these guys play. It exists. It's pretty cool. They love the game.
Mm-hmm.
As I mentioned, I love Christian Okoye playing the game. I think at one point he said, I'm the only one who can stop me.
Nobody can stop me but me.
Yeah.
He was playing against himself in the game.
Yeah, that was great. Did you sense any animosity amongst the tournament Tecmo players in that?
It was. I was kind of hoping or expecting to see like certain players or certain ways that players play the game, like who they like to play as, or what play they like, or how who they like to set up as. But it was just kind of featured on them and their like ways to prepare for the tournament. But a lot of them were sore losers, I think.
I saw quite a bit of that as well. I think the term garbage player was thrown around quite a bit.
Oh, that's garbage. Garbage play.
Using Ricky Sanders at running back, that's garbage.
But legal.
That's right.
According to their rules.
Something we can try against each other now.
No way, I don't want any of that garbage in my house.
Now that's exciting.
Yeah, it's interesting to see how these guys like practice or train a year round for this.
Yeah.
It's like how much better can you be than just a casual player like you and I? Like, are they that much better than us?
I would love to try that, to maybe play one of them online someday to see, would we lose like 27-17 or would we lose 56-0?
Right.
What is the gap, the talent gap?
I think the game clock goes down too fast to even score 56 points.
We would hope. Yeah.
Because most of our games are like, 20-17 or something like that.
Yeah.
Even 14-7 sometimes. If
we've had those Bears-Texans type defensive struggles.
Yeah, talking about this game makes me want to play it now.
After the show, you and I, coach mode.
Nice. We should do
on the keyboards.
We should do a Sports Limelight in-game analysis.
Ooh.
That'd be funny.
Live during a Tecmo matchup.
Well, Bill, I'd like to say cheers to 1 year of being on the show, and hopefully we have another year to go.
Absolutely. I think we do. It's a blast, and I don't plan on not doing it anytime soon. Andrew, I'd like to add the whole reason we started this show in the first place. There's no one I enjoy talking sports more with than you.
Wow, Bill. Thanks. I appreciate that. Same goes to you, my friend.
Thank you.
I like to end our year anniversary show with a joke. Ready?
Yes.
Knock, knock.
Who's there?
Och.
Och who?
Oh my gosh, are you okay? Did you sneeze?
Oh, nice.
Sweet.
And thank you for listening to us for hopefully approaching a year as well out there.
Yeah, hopefully we haven't lost any listeners in the year.
That would be nice. We'll talk to you next time. Have a great weekend.
Thank you for your irrelevant opinion.